position for a kill shot. What? How do you continue this?
You have to come talk to my people with me. Diplomacy starts with transparency.
Enter they may, for I am where I belong. My offers can only come from such a static position.
That's not going to work because we need to talk about this as a group.
Very well. Slowly begins to lumber over 5 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet. It just begins to walk right over any and all obstacles where you would actually have to walk around. You guys see this massive tree with this kind of, as the burrowing markers along the actual trunk kind of give off this darkened kind of weepy hollow vibe as it approaches further. Everyone beyond Whip, give me an Arcana check.
Oh boy. That seems new. I wish that was... Your dice hit mine and rolled it to a 20. Can I keep that one instead?
I wish that happens so often for me.
It does.
Wait,
I
what?
mean, what the-
Am I
Arcana.
making an Arcana check?
Correct.
Yep.
Seg also. There, nice. Nice. The census is in. Evil is approaching. And it's with Web. Ta-da!
I
Shield.
just point a shield and go.
Oh, it's like your vision's all fucked up. Hold on. You'll live. We gotta like. All right, go shield.
Ah, crap. It's approaching us I want to fly 15 feet up because I saw those vine things earlier. I don't want those touching me.
Okay.
So, are we not fighting it?
I mean, Shio's like the diplomatic one out of us. That's why I was hoping Shio would have something to say.
I mean, it attacked us first. Like,
No, it didn't.
it did, though.
It didn't, though.
It didn't.
It definitely attacked us first. I remember that. Wep got let in, and then he got...
No, and then nothing. Then you guys started popping off outside.
We haven't done anything.
No, it did the weird tentacle attack and tried to ensnare us.
Yeah, it did. And then we basically decided we're gonna fight back.
Oh, okay.
So, unbeknownst to Web, he thinks the
Well,
innocents
yeah,
on
I
the
think diplomacy is about to happen. So
Okay, so we back up and just let it slowly walk towards us?
Seg doesn't back up.
unless one of my liches tells me otherwise.
Let's see.
Do the liches even care? That's merely an inconvenience for them.
slowly moves forward, as long as no one takes any actions against it. It is just presenting itself at this time. Shio, is there anything you do?
Why is it approaching us with wet?
You sure it's not strutting down the runway or something?
I honestly don't know what we'd even want from this thing.
Are we still in initiative?
Yeah, it's Shio at this time.
So, are we dead set on attacking this thing? Because I'm down for it, but I don't want to mess up the whole parties.
Let's wait until our sacrifice. I mean, diplomat tells us.
I'm gonna mind brain to Seg. This thing would make a very good pirate ship.
Gaston starts holding his breath.
You hold your breath.
Webb says that this thing would make a great boat, guys.
It is now the ordeal's tree's turn. Oof.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold action Eldritch Blast.
You guys all almost feel like a beat almost as if there's some kind of unnatural force reaching out to each of you, almost pleading, trying to turn your heart into a yearn of interest. It speaks out directly to Webb as it looks upon the team. Your allies are seeking something further than where I would stop you.
Unfortunately, you're gonna have to convey that to them because they'll trust you more than they trust me.
You guys all hear this as he is speaking common to Webb at this time, aloud. Anyone can respond to it, even if it's not directed toward you.
I'm on your side, dude, but they don't believe me.
Do you have to stop us from advancing?
I offer advancements. In exchange of your failure, I can take what is left behind. For no one has ventured further and back in the same time or piece of kind.
So you're saying that in all the parallels, no one has managed to come back after they've gone under?
It is not something I have provided. It is the warning of power that I have given all adventurers that seek hath built my roots, fed into me with their greed for power and discovery, yet none were prepared for what they'd find. For I dare not venture, I let just the roots take what is left of life.
And what exactly is further? Did the roots tell you?
Dark anti-magic barriers. Things that prevent the kind that wish to take a shortcut in and out. Beams marked with ancient carvings from things only known as the Netherese.
The what?
The Netherese.
No, that was in character.
Oh.
Oh,
If you cannot define such titlements, then you do not need what be below you.
but if the Netherese would be interesting to bring into the war against the Phyrexians, because not only is their stuff more advanced than even the most advanced stuff today, I wonder if they'd even be able to assimilate it since it's already perfect.
Oh, it is. Look,
More
he's
advanced.
thinking like a winner.
Have you seen that gun I made?
Yeah, but I'm sure the Netherese could have done it better.
Ooh.
Challenge.
Funny
yeah,
how he doesn't know how it works yet.
I did just challenge Iz to surpass the Netherese.
I was there, you know.
Well, you could have shared some of that, I'd like some of their cool magical artifacts.
No, because every time I bring it here, the god of magic gets upset and tries to steal them.
Well, she ain't coming to Strixhaven, because then she'd actually have to help us with the Phyrexians.
That's what you think.
Sagan is, it falls into your guys' court. Do you guys take any actions against the tree or continue this diplomacy? The
going
tree is
to
lawful
back it
evil.
up.
You would understand that it is following rules. It is not something to just openly lash out, and it definitely has self-preservance in mind. You being a druid in nature.
It's a tree. We'll be okay. We'll negotiate as long as we can come to an accord.
So, is there nothing we could say or do that would let you allow us to pass?
How about a bribe?
I did not offer to stop you. I only expect in trade your remains in failure, in which I will send my roots to collect.
Wait, So if you collect our corpses when we die, then we'll just come back up here. Why not just leave them down there until we come back?
What do you mean by that, real quick? In the sense of the creature, you would understand that its mind knot is a collective of any and all wizards, witches, thieves, hoodlums, whatever may be that have ever come venturing after secrets. So it is like a collective of mind. Everything it knows on the outside world is based off of those who have died trying to come further in.
Right, but it's saying it'll eat our corpses when we die.
It'll send
Which
its roots to
means-
collect you. Yeah, it
which
seems
means
to
that if
have
it-
a finite forgathering of its own accord.
But if it collects us, at least 3 of us will just lose time.
It doesn't understand that though, unless you're telling them that you guys won't die. That's a whole different. That's a whole different approach to the conversation.
Kind of. I did say all that.
I do not know what powers you might keep, but I do know that any who have ventured beyond me have never returned.
Oh, we're built different. Don't worry about it.
Seg,
Yeah, can we explain to him we are death?
you do realize that Lichdom is a spell, right? And we're going into an anti-magic field?
Do I cease to exist inside the anti-magic field?
Yeah, I don't think that
In
we're spells. I think that
regeneration-
we produce spells.
Yeah, but if your phylacteries enter the anti-magic field, they won't be able to recreate your body.
We're
And-
magical without our phylactery.
Not
Right,
in
but
an
no,
anti-magic
but he's right though. The phylactery itself is magical, so we wouldn't regenerate out of it inside an
Yeah,
anti-magic
maybe
field.
we won't have
And-
access to that ability, but we'll still be.
No, right, but if we die, maybe it would be better. Can his tentacles pierce the anti-magic barriers?
We can just carry you through.
I'm just but by that logic, neither of you can get through either.
No, what I'm saying is that
Deities.
you guys will be trapped in your phylactery as long as we're in the anti-magic field if you die. If you die and your body's broken, you will be
No,
trapped.
I'm saying you wouldn't be able to get through either in that case.
No, you can get through just fine because
Everyone can pass through.
yeah,
It's just
dying in it.
consider that any effects that you guys depend on to have a magical proc in the event of a disaster may not trigger due to the Netherese's anti-magic field.
Yeah, so we're all in the same boat.
Yeah, we're actually going into danger.
Danger zone. Well, I mean,
Which
more
brings me
dangerous.
back
Dude,
to
we just recently became liches.
That's
I've
fun.
always
Yeah,
been
that's
in danger, alright?
So, for an example, I would not be able to use Cloak of Shadows while
Correct.
in the anti-magic field because
Correct,
it is
right.
a magic action.
Correct.
So, which leads
Cantrips,
me back
yes.
to my
Spells, no. Yeah.
Don't worry,
rig-
guys. I'm still a dragon.
You are still
Of
a
course
wizard.
you are,
yes.
little buddy.
Oh,
Headpat.
yay!
What about abilities? Do those deactivate in the anti-magic
So,
field?
the only things that you guys are not able to do is if it refers to a magical existence. If it's innate, it's different. If it's like like a key strike, that's not magic.
A good example of this would be I can use Shadow Step, but I can't
Correct.
use Cloak of Shadows.
Correct. Exactly.
How's
For
that
you,
a good
Shio,
example? I don't understand that at all.
because one is using key
Cloak
and
of-
the other is a magical adapt. So for
Yes.
the liches,
Well-
you guys would lose the ability to communicate telepathically, but you would still have your strength in your innate arcane abilities. Now keep in mind, general knowledge from you guys being students and Is himself would know that the Netherese would never disable the entire zone in which they work because they them too are magical. However, it is common practice for anti-magic barbs, cylinders, contrainments, etc., to be placed along a perimeter in which they are functioning to prevent easy ins and outs.
Okay, so essentially it's more of like a barrier than a dome of anti-magic.
It's like
So it
that
doesn't go
room
all
that
the
we
way
were
down.
in with the demon things.
It's similar practice. You guys really don't know the extent of it. I'm just saying from your experience with Netherese and the ordeals in which they would have faced, they absolutely cannot negate their own magic in which they depend on also.
just have to be more powerful than the anti-magic film.
In retrospect, yes.
That's true. If any of us are more powerful than anti-magic,
Hey, if someone was a deity, I bet they could do it.
that's true. My magic isn't really magic. It's kind of like how a warlock draws power from a patron.
No, that's still magical.
That's
Like,
still magic.
Still fed to you.
You just have to be a powerful god, and not like this. I just motion at Shio.
I could become a powerful god right this instant. I'd be useless though in this fight.
Could
I dare you.
You dare me,
Yes.
please don't.
Do it.
Gaston starts
sins
breathing again,
right
by
now.
the way.
Okay. You start inhaling. Didn't have to hold your breath that long. You're good. You're good. The tree will make a comment after it makes a check real quick.
Damn it, Shio's rational. I'm not gonna screw you guys over just because of a bet yet.
Oh. I've turned half the group into demi-liches. Why can't you?
Well, because I literally wouldn't be able to participate in this fight because you'd be beyond my sight.
You all misunderstand the reasons of this domain. For our growth is not of this plane. For I am not native here either. One could consider me a warden of the secrets in which I too cannot escape.
So what you're saying is this is a multiversal jail.
It was more of a experiment gone abandoned due to unforeseen natures.
Probably their demise.
The Netherese demise? I thought that.
Yeah, it was pretty
spell.
sudden.
Oh, that's just because magic disappeared.
Yeah. That
That's
was
what
not a fun
happened.
time.
Yeah, I imagine you were probably pretty pissed all your experiments ended in failure.
Well, they disappeared.
Yeah. If you're she'll direct to the ordeal tree. Or, is that ordeal or ordeal?
Ordeal. Mhm.
Okay. If that brain thing that you said is all the knowledge of the wizards that and other people who have come before you, what do they remember from inside of the anti-magic zone? Does it
There
have their
is a
memories?
series of logs guiding you into the first chambers. It warns of the discoveries and their fallbacks, and all that in which one should be prepared for even further. The only thing that has affected our growth up here is the continuous leaked gas of unnatural natures that has forced the blooms in the coral to grow larger, stronger, and almost of their own minds.
So there's a gas that emits from in there, probably when someone fails something, and it makes a biogrowth gas. That seems like a war crime.
I can only simply offer you AZEREP's studies, for it is all that anyone has been able to record or recollect. At this time since you didn't have an opportunity, and anyone else who didn't have an opportunity, go to Discord and listen to those two recordings. It should be a total of less than 2.5 minutes. First one's 40 seconds, I think, or maybe it's 2 minutes, 45 seconds between the two. After that, there is more details. But those are the first two things in which the ordeal tree would be able to give you guys in the sense of discovery. Beyond that, you'd have to go below to find the rest. I can actually potentially copy and paste the script for you real quick too. Let's click bullet. I can reiterate it fast. So, the first half, or the first part. The more I study the remnants of the Ansari, the more I find myself undone. Not by their complexity alone, but the by the elegance in which they defy all known percepts of magic. How is it that a people who will know me at all can repel even the most intricate of my spells? What unfathomable knowledge might they have possessed that allowed them to bend the world to their will without bending the weave itself? Each discovery feels less like illumination and more like the faint glimmer of a torch within a fathomless abyss. So that would be the first part. The second part is broken up into two sections. It speaks of a subject, and then it has a closing thought, though there are notes in between that will be found and discovered below. On the subject in the chamber, we have named it Subject 57, though such a designation feels woefully inadequate for what lies within the containment sphere. It remains alive, if we can call such a state life, an aging, unyielding to every experiment, every probe we attempt. A fragment of their civilization, perhaps no more than a custodian, yet it is utterly impervious to our craft. I cannot help but dwell on the what ifs. What if we could release it? What might it teach us, show us about their ways? Yet in the same breath, I shudder to think what might occur if it were to wake fully, or worse, remember its purpose. Sorry. The wards and anti-magic protections around it must remain absolute. I fear it is not mere reverence that stays my hand, but dread. Whatever the Ansari were, they lived in defiance of gods, and they paid dearly for it. We must tread carefully, or we may find ourselves following their path to ruin. And then the final part in which the ordeal tree can provide to you guys in any sense. Every step within this technolab is a reminder of our limitations. The Ansari, with their unmagical brilliance, have left behind echoes of a world we cannot begin to comprehend. Perhaps they sought to elevate themselves beyond gods, or perhaps they were gods in their own right. Either way, their ambition consumed them, and now their fragments tempt us to do the same. To those who read this log, proceed with care. For every question we answer, a dozen more rise, and with them dangers we are not prepared to face. Aziem Libet, scholar of the Netherese Arcana. Do that with
Haven't-
me.
I could have sworn we've heard that name before.
Probably have.
We have. I just
Like
I'm
within the
trying-
past few sessions.
Can we roll
History check. Go for it.
Honestly, if I remembered every pompous asshole who claimed to be someone important, I would remember this blonde guy in our team's name. All right.
He thinks I'm important.
Gaston. Gaston. The name sits uneasy on your tongue, yet the last name does not match anything in which you can recall. Azium feels like a title more so than a first name, but at the same time, it could be a pseudonym or a cover. It is something to take note at this time. Shio, you understand that there might be a remnants or connection somewhere in the past of the Netherese scholars. But both of you, on the tip of your tongues, feel familiar yet so distant at the same time.
He means ozone. I
I'm-
told you it wasn't a lie, you non-believers.
This version of Gaston would know about AZEM.
No, it's ozone. The thing that's keeping us alive right now.
Why would you be so certain you would know who this Azion is? Gaston?
Um, or Okay, I just realized we haven't actually covered that much about this version of Gaston's history.
So on the tip of your tongue, a recognizable name sits, but what it belongs
Pretty
to
sure
is
you mean
elusive.
ozone.
I do not. The rest of you all come to a census of what with this information provided to you. The ordeal tree is just that, an ordeal in which one must accept. It
Listen, guys, he's a
will
tree.
collect
Who are you
you.
gonna believe, him or me? You guys gotta stop using hairspray and shit. All right, you're killing the ozone.
What's hairspray?
That thing that keeps your fucking tips frosted, you little bitch. Come on here.
I don't have frosted tips. It's natural, I swear. The great adventure of Wep stalking Shio for 3 weeks to see if he goes to the hair salon and gets frosted tips.
Also,
knew
I
it
have
was
a
a real.
different question for the tree that's kind of unrelated to all the lore, if that's all right with everybody.
Or-
And why do you fuck with the crabs so much? They don't really appreciate your presence in their home. But they say you've been fucking with them.
We were not chosen to be here. We were grown, nurtured, from where it is we originate. The first to go below brought specimens to the surface and died from the gases. We were what was left of the product.
Oh, so like you could just stop fucking with the crabs then? Like
I do
I
not
get being
control
your
the growth of such roots, for I am part of one massive, massive system. For the crabs, I'm sure it is an inconvenience.
Yeah, they say you've been attacking them and stuff. See, the problem is if you're gonna attack if these things you can't control are gonna attack the crabs, chances are they'll probably attack us too, and or we'll have to save the crabs from one of them. Is that gonna piss you off?
Like a gecko with its tail removed, we are indifferent.
All right, I'm cool with it then, guys. If we want to just move on, we'll just kill any of the offshoots that are fucking with crabs.
You guys go. You guys leave them alone, go forward, drop below.
If it won't interfere with us going down or try to force itself upon us.
It's clear as day deal is it will collect what remains.
Joke's on it, I don't leave remains behind.
Just sounds like
before
a revive point for us, Daliches.
I want to rub my tummy in front of the tree. I wish we had some food before we left.
Hey,
So hungry.
guys, before we go down, could we
Eat? I agree.
I wasn't gonna say eat, I was gonna say take a rest.
I don't have a problem with that. I don't think I've spent too many. Oh wait, I have.
I'm
Well,
easy.
I mean, if we're not on a time crunch, are we? Because we're in the reflections outside of time, and we'll just resume where we left off once we leave the reflections, right?
To your understanding, yeah.
I don't mind resting. Definitely not near the evil tree, maybe, but like over here, back where we cleared out enemies, right?
You guys can rest wherever you wish. As you do, is there any immediate discussions that come up and or things that you guys wish to declare before venturing further?
Yes, Iz said before we entered the dungeon that he gathered a bunch of medicinal herbs. I'd like to turn those into potions.
Okay. Medicine check.
Is it with
And does anyone have an herbalism kit? Or do you?
I have a
think
potion.
I do.
I should have an herbalism
do.
kit still.
Yeah, I have proficiency in herbalism. Also, I can make shoes, apparently.
You're a cobbler?
Yes.
I have an herbalism kit.
All right. Do you assist Shio? Or do you
Yes.
provide it to Shio?
I will assist Shio.
Okay. Both of you guys go ahead and roll me a nature, or one of you at advantage, your choice.
Nature? Okay.
I have a +7 to nature.
For nature, I have a +5, so you can go ahead and do it. Or are we both rolling?
It's either advantage or both, your choice.
Okay.
18.
Okay, with advantage. With the medicinals and what you guys were able to gather, you can make 3 basic health pots.
Nice. And we should probably hand them out to the frontline fighters. So Gaston, me, and I think Seg. If that's to everyone's agreement.
That works for me.
Works for me.
I
Now
wasn't
have to remember
listening.
how to add potions.
You weren't included, so it doesn't matter.
Hey man, haven't seen it in what feels like forever. This is how we're gonna start.
It's always how we're going to be. It's a relationship. Once it starts, it never goes back.
All right, this is our relationship. All right, cool.
Just wait till I have what's stored below. I was like, I gotta get rid of these delicious somehow.
Hey guys, I'd like to do anything but go below.
Can we just push weapon? Use a mortar.
What?
I thought we were friends. I rubbed oil off you.
You took my oil.
What item am I adding to my inventory?
Regular health pot.
Just a regular one? Okay.
Yeah.
How do I add potions again? It's been a while.
Compendium, item shared, and then just drag it from. Or type and share other items. Let's see. Yeah, item shared, health pot. Potion of healing, technically. It's also now at the. You guys should also be able to see it in the items tab. Also, wait a second. Let's get you just drag it to your inventory sheets. But I'll go ahead and assist you at this time. So, the other two, the other guys, you still need one.
I got it.
Gaston.
You said the regular potion of healing. I put that in.
Perfect. All right. Beautiful. Go ahead.
I was gonna say. So, are we actually taking that rest? And can it be a long one?
You guys are taking a long rest. You guys may go ahead and trigger your long rest now.
Yeah, we can rest in my sanctum too if we want, instead of in the dungeon.
Does it add any benefits, or is it just like a location?
It's just my godly it's just a gate to my godly domain, which according to my class is just Mordenkainen's private sanctum mixed with demiplane.
Gotcha.
We would be safe there.
Well, assuming what you guys took in such cover. Can you give me a history check at advantage, please?
Just gonna heal to sorry if I can. Oh, I can't heal to sorry. Never mind.
You want it private or you want it open? Is.
We can't hear you if you're talking is.
Oh, that explains why.
Also,
I don't know, unless it's
longer.
something earth-shattering like I am, the Nether is. No, it's fine. I'll share everything.
I don't even think that would be a surprise.
I hope it would be. I don't know it.
Okay, so I will clarify, you're not a Netherese, but like you said, you were there at the time. You were around then. As you sit there and ponder during your 8 hours of rest, and the rest of the team kind of gathers themselves, you go over the log in your head as you have your secretariat pull up notes and references in which this Ezian the pet refers to this Ansari. and you realize that you have no actual record of such name and or race title, etc. It has been completely elusive until this moment. And it's very odd for you, considering that you were around when the Netherese were, so how is it even that eluded you? It's something that leaves a little unsettling inside you. You knew there were secrets in the world that you had not yet touched, but something like this would be odd for it to get past you, especially if it was as old.
Guys, have you ever heard of something called an out of context problem?
You have an out of context problem is?
Well, I mean, I'm referencing the thing at the heart of the puzzle.
The thing that the Netherese are scared of?
The Netherese are scared of everything. That's why they built floating cities.
Nah, they built floating cities because they were cool, that's what one of their journals says. They were only scared of those
That
magic consumers.
that title, AZEM. Why do I know that?
I don't know.
I feel like I wrote down Azium somewhere.
My
'Cause
book
I do take
referenced
notes
this.
contrary to belief. They're just scattered everywhere.
I've got nothing in mind.
Oh, I feel like we learned it kind of offhandedly, and I wrote it down because that's how he gets us.
I'm pretty sure I know what this is, but I'm apparently not allowed to say.
You can guess.
The reason why I'm not out of character. Reason why I'm not allowed to say is I think AZEM is a parallel of Azem, Gaston's father.
Oh.
Bro, I'll
Then you're guessing.
teabag Azium.
We could theorize a little during our long rest, because Shio thinks it's the Tarask.
Oh, I have an idea. Let's go down there and punch
But
it.
AZEM is a title.
Yeah. But the thing is that it might not be your dad just because the Azium Lipet, is that a pseudonym your dad has ever gone by? Because the
Lipet?
Lipet
No.
seems like the name of the person instead of the title.
Also, out of character, DM told me I didn't, said basically, this version of Gaston does not know about Azem.
Okay. Azem. Would we be able to, with our previous history rules, know like what rank Azem would be in the Netherese Arcanum? Because like if this is a student, that's probably worse.
You try to break it up into sure, I'll go ahead and give you guys another history check.
Nice.
Is this after or during the long rest?
During.
Okay.
Oof, that one.
No, I had advantage. It was an 18.
I know. Is pretty
Yeah, thank God.
consistent with his history checks.
Yeah.
Thank God you graduated me.
I'm so glad.
You should graduate us all before the final battle so we get cool bonuses.
What? I would never do that.
Well, make us take the test. You won't have to do as big a curve with Shio.
You think that, but you haven't been given the test.
Yeah, that shit's hard, Shio. I know you like to bully me about it, but it's hard, okay?
You got minus 1 point for spelling your name wrong.
I never learned how to spell.
He was in a hurry. Yeah.
Oh goodness, he's gonna ruin the school's reputation.
Are you sure you don't know how to spell, or are you just dyslexic?
The school's reputation isn't built on making people smart. It's built on making powerful planeswalkers that shut everyone up that talk shit.
Then Seg will thaumaturgy and raise his hands and shout, "And am I not powerful?"
She just kind of blows away.
Could you give us a performance check? How about
Yeah, let's see. I'm curious too. How good does this look, Seth?
Don't shame us. Wait, did it? Oh,
He stands up
Oh.
too fast and hits his head on the ceiling of something.
Yep,
Wait,
we
wait.
all wonder what happened in that corner of the room. Meanwhile, Shio, you shake it out of your mind briefly, and you compare the titles. You realize that it's non-Netherese, the ranking.
Oh.
It fits within that of. Let's go to private.
How about go and pat you on the shoulder and give you some words of wisdom on how to. It's okay, buddy. It's okay.
Why didn't it roll?
All purpose, huh? I forgot you
Okay.
had.
Does that work? All right, I play a shitty fucking Swiss Army violin.
What, kind of like a saw violin?
Basically, just a giant Swiss Army knife, and one of the keys is the violin.
Why is your icon so small, Seg? Even smaller than I am.
I'll see either of you.
Seg's right here. I'm right next to
Oh,
Gina.
there's Seggy. Oh, yeah, that's a little odd. Is he higher than you guys?
Possibly. Maybe he's fine. I don't see the counter I normally see. Oh, 20 feet. That's why.
I'm playing my Swiss Army violin, and it's like when someone like has a guitar, and like they don't know how to play, but they like kind of know how to play. So it's like every 5 seconds, they're like, oh wait, and they like, have to restart every time. That's what's going on.
You're that guy.
Yep.
Bye. Yay.
Hey guys.
What terrible secrets did you learn?
What
Oh,
are you
nothing
looking about
important?
is?
What?
With that attitude, I prefer not to know, dude. Come on.
Well, I'll just tell you. I learned what the title means. Yeah, that's all I learned.
Potato farmer. It's potato
What does
farmer,
it
right?
mean? Absolutely, potato farmer.
Nothing
That
can
is
hurt you if you don't
origin of
name
it
it.
all.
Azium means the all wonder. I'm not exactly sure how to share the information I got, so I'll just make it relevant when it comes up. But I will let you guys know that
I'm right here.
I'll stop. You don't want that title, Web. You don't want that title.
Is it the
I don't
all
want this title.
wanderer or
They are wanderers. That is an accurate assessment. The all wonder.
oh. Yeah,
Oh,
so
no.
back to how to
See, I don't like to wonder. I like to wander.
Oh well, yeah. They wander a lot.
Yeah, because it's not in my books.
We'll periodically provide you guys some information that might stop the party from moving forward every now and then when we get down there. So, just to be best informed on the thing that drove someone insane.
I feel like if I wrestle you, I can fix this.
So
I
we are
specifically
things.
stay 10 feet away from Wep at all times so he doesn't try to wrestle me.
Wait, who insane?
The people who can't be made insane.
Hey, guess what, buddy?
You're already insane.
You're getting rassled.
Yeah. I'm in the air.
Show off.
No, I will
Yeah,
not.
this is my new trick. I can do this now.
I see you.
You son
This
of
is
a
why
bitch.
we're not gonna have anything ready to go in the next fight.
Yeah, flowing all.
I'm gonna wrestle the dragon then. He can't see me.
I mean, you wrestle him all the time, so that's fine.
Yeah, let's shake the dragon. Let's see. Maybe he has some secrets to like spill. He always does.
Oh, he won't know anything about in there.
Yeah, but if you shake him hard enough, he just says like prosthetic stuff.
Yeah, but you know, Web, he's probably gonna start spouting the day of your death or something.
No.
I mean, there's only one way to find out.
Is going to walk away quickly. I guess I'm still an otter, so I'm
Unarmed
a
or an
model.
axe, bro?
As you guys eventually find yourself back toward the ordeal tree's mind entrance, you would notice that the knot has been moved, and below seems to have this kind of leafy, viney-like growth that almost looks like jagged teeth if it wasn't for them to be just that of petals, leading further and further below into a dark abyss.
Oh, there's an entrance. I was just gonna start tunneling.
Should we be concerned about anything on the walls or?
Seems to just
I
be flora growth in this sense. The ordeal tree would assure you these are just byproducts of what has been introduced from below. As long as you do not eat them, there should be no adverse effects toward you.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you.
see, but now I want to know what happens when I do eat them.
Well, then take
Wait,
one.
hold on. I've got priorities. I need like the secretary or someone to get the pony out of here before we start doing sketchy stuff.
What are you trying to remove?
The pony?
The water pony.
There's a water pony?
We caught
What?
a water pony.
Kelpie?
Oh,
Yeah,
the
the water
guppies.
pony.
When you were wrestling and you fell into the kelpies?
You turned a kelpie into a whip, a living whip. But
Selfish.
I figured you'd want to keep that as a weapon.
I killed my pony.
No, you turned a kelpie into a whip. It's like a
Yeah,
snake-like
you were,
monster.
yeah. It's just like a water snake. If you wish to claim it, you can, but
Oh,
it is
that
not an
one.
ownership.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. No, yeah, we're gonna keep that as a whip.
got it.
Anybody got a problem with me just full speed falcon diving into the hole?
No.
What about the trap? Oh,
I'd like to follow.
Zeg is gonna fly over to the hole full speed and detect and do detect traps. It's actually useful here.
Okay, you stare at the top of the hole and try to detect a trap. Oh, it looks
No.
bad if you go in.
No, detects traps in a direction. Are there any
Yeah.
While I'm
traps
following,
down?
I'd like to stay 5 feet with him in case I have to block something.
What's the range, or like a detect trap? Is it like a time period in which it is on you, or it's like a one and done in that direction? You see everything
Within line of sight.
within about 120 or so feet. Within, your detection dissipates, almost becomes non-existent.
If you're worried about the tunnel,
So
I can
there-
dig us a tunnel.
So there aren't any traps in the tunnel then.
220 feet.
Perfect. Anybody have a
As far
problem
as we
with
can
me
see.
full speed falcon diving into it?
No, go for it.
I
I mean, you can't really die, so.
At least we'll watch. Who here has innate flight, by the way?
Me.
I do too.
I have a way to do an effect similar to the spell Slowfall. that
Oh,
isn't
yeah.
actually slow fall.
Which would probably work pretty well here too.
I just want to stay as close to Seg as possible in case I have to wing block.
So, Seg, you are, to my understanding, going plenty faster than the rest of them into the abyss.
I mean, I imagine Web could fall about as quick as I could, so Web and I are probably Blue Angel.
Are
like,
you keeping pace with him? This matters.
Yeah, absolutely, because I want to be within 5 feet of him in case I have to block.
Okay. Please cue Friends Forever. Yeah, okay. All right. So you guys
Thinking the
dash
way
into the
down.
well. As the two of you immediately, you, Shio, look over the edge before joining and feel their wingspans bash across the plant growth, etc. As Gaston is and yourself all look within seconds. 5, 6, 7. They both disappear from your guys' line of sight. And something trickles, Shio. Room 1. The anti-magic chain well.
Okay, guys.
The well was the first safeguard we installed. A necessity against the unpredictable anomalies this vessel exudes. It strips away all magical approaches, flight, teleportation, even the simplest of cantrips. Here, the weave dissolves into nothing. I have seen many a careless apprentice plummet to their deaths upon assuming otherwise. It is both a warning and a test. The descent strips of self-comfort and forces reliance on ingenuity rather than the crutches of spellwork.
Also, Web and I are chilling.
That's fine. You two are just flying beyond.
The booty!
You guys feel, for some reason, even if you were to stop moving, you're still moving. You see each other and just each other. Above
Now
you,
we're
there
just
is
using
no
for that.
light. Huh?
Full speed. We don't. I appreciate the lore. I don't think we would notice. We're too stupid. We're
Oh, you
probably
wouldn't have heard
racing each
anything
other,
Shio
honestly.
just
Oh,
got.
yeah, if there's like a
Everything
sharp
Shio
turn,
got
definitely
is
hitting the
way
wall.
after. You guys are totally about to go through some saves. But Shio, it's something Shio's going to have trigger over and over every time he gets close to something.
Yeah, that's what I meant when I said before, like, I might stop the party from time to time for
So two of you are lost in this case.
Yeah.
Well, Gaston and Iz are the only two in which Shio can share this warning with prior to descent.
Okay, guys. It's probably dark down there. Gaston, do you have dark vision?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Then you should be able to see before the floor reveals itself to you by crashing into you. So you can stop flight, or you can stop your fall.
I can do an effect similar to that of slow fall. Basically, I can prevent damage, a great deal of damage. Though if it's like terminal velocity, I'm still gonna
Slow fall. Oh yeah. Then do you want to hold on to me while I glide down? My wings are innate because they're just my true form coming out.
I mean,
I'm thinking.
I'd carry you. I'm strong.
We can work together.
You
Yeah,
can ride it like a scooter.
this is part of the weightlifting society on campus. Lore.
It's true. I'm the best pound for pound weightlifter to ever exist.
Well, what I could do is I could like go down like 120, 160. No, I could go down like 100. He's doing calculations with his fingers.
Weapon
I could go
dex saves while they figure this out real quick.
I could go down like 180 feet just by walking down there. And then you could probably catch me at that point.
Yeah,
like I could just walk down 180 feet just to make it easier, if that would make it easier.
Yeah, I think that would work. It might. I'm just concerned about you getting hurt.
Yeah, I am too.
So what we could do, Shio will
Uh-huh.
actually try to like lift Gaston with it, like while flying, to see if he can actually just carry Gaston down. That might just make things easier and lower the risk of you getting hurt.
You can at
And
this
force
time.
resistance.
So, not accounting for my inventory, I am 207 pounds. If we account for my inventory, I am just under 320.
Okay, we could take away the inventory loss by putting
I don't even know what I'm calculating
most
on.
of your inventory in either my bag of holding or a portable hole, which I have.
Oh, my
Okay.
disability.
So we can lower that weight, so just your base weight plus maybe like 20 pounds, because
All right.
monks don't use too much equipment, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't need all the most of this junk.
Okay, so about 230 is how much Shio needs to lift or be
That's
able
fine.
to fly with.
You should manage it. It's a descent, so it's not like you have to lift him high. It's not like you're flying him up. You're just kind of making it an easier fall down.
Okay.
Why do I have these? I don't even know how to use these. He's holding the thieves' tools.
Oh, I can.
He gives them to you. I'm gonna take these out of my inventory.
I don't know why you need those. Just remove the door.
So what I crash into?
So as Wet and Seg are diving down and going, buddy, this is before you even get to say it's great, you feel just this jet black, inconceivably unseeable change as you get caught in it initially. Seg, you manage to dodge out of the way as you see a very faint but quick chain swing across, almost as if it was purposefully latching out at those of you in the air. And then you feel one hit you in the back. The pain in which these things cause is bludgeoning, in which you guys are resistance to. So that is why you guys only took 21 and 11 points of damage.
Well, I'm double
respectively.
resistant to bludgeoning.
I'm aware. That's why I just said one of you took 11
No, no,
points of
no, no,
damage.
no. We're not all like I'm double for bludgeoning.
Comes from 41 to 11. Do you want me to give you the full 41 or 11?
I'd actually like to see your formula.
I give you half of 41, and then I break that half again.
Can we negotiate?
No. So, Seg, as you feel this chain brush across your back wing, keeping you still in the air, you realize that something down here is forcefully attempting to entangle you all. As you get further down, you start to hear the noises in which were eluding you before upon your descent. There seems to be rustling types of chains and other kind of enfigurements that are blocking that of a grand wingspan. You can tuck and fall and hope for the best, or you continue to fly and risk damaging your wings. At this time, Web has been entangled. He does not take a gazillion points of damage as one should, but nonetheless, he is currently captured and considered grappled within the web of chains that are
I still
considered
think
the
there's room to
anti-magic
negotiate.
well. What are you trying to negotiate?
That I'm a druid and me and the plants are friends.
I said chains.
Me and chains are friends. We do some of that, BDSM type of shit, I know my way around a chain.
Which you can wrestle yourself out
Oh
of.
no, you're one of
shortly.
those druids. Oh.
Yo, the professor knows what she's getting into.
Hey,
God.
audience members at home, look up the Magic the Gathering card Earthbind.
Right.
I
Look
tried
up the
using
card
that
Weatherbind.
so many times in the last campaign, but the enemies always beat it. It hurt me so bad.
Hurt
Well,
you
You,
so good.
Are you
What you
doing
meant
all
to
right
say.
over there, buddy?
Set calls out to Web, who is currently entangled. The three of you guys above slowly descend. As I assume you were keeping pace with Shio, unless otherwise stated.
I'm a little
Yeah.
snagged, bud.
Do you need
I'm just-
help?
So are we going to do my plan to where I just walk down 180 feet and then and then we fly the rest of the way down using your innate form? Okay, so that will require me to use Step of the Wind.
If you want to avoid key, I can do that from the beginning.
It's fine. I will use Step of the Wind, sacrificing one key. Sorry, one focus point, because it's no longer called key in the 2024 Player's Handbook. And yeah, I just start walking down the side.
Got it. As you do, you eventually feel the fizzling, in which time Shio manages to acquire you, and you guys continue the descent safely. You were the first to get this kind of trickle in the back of your mind, as if something was actively attempting to swing in your guys' general directions below. That is when you hear, "Are you tangled up there, buddy?" And you hear the familiar pirate duo, already caught in the midst.
Oh, hold up, guys. I think we ran into our scouting team. Hey guys, what's up? I didn't think we'd catch up with you.
Knowing that
Oh,
it won't help, but being too pissed to care, I want to try shooting the chain with like a fucking little blunderbuss pistol.
You pull out your pistol and you do your very best to acquire its position against the chain, and you pull the trigger.
Seg is
Give
gonna
me an
shout,
attack roll.
"Is deck save?"
Oh no!
Yeah, for anyone who's watching, obviously I could have tried using fucking force, but we're just, trying this because we're just so angry.
Got it. Go ahead and attack with your pistol. You have it on your retreat, correct?
I think I do. No, I'm missing all my shit.
You're broken, right?
If that fails, I'll just rip the chains apart.
I kind of want it to fail, to be honest. Like, I'm willing to take it at disadvantage.
Okay, give me one quick second. I'll give you that item.
Like a child having a tantrum. We're just tangled up and pissed.
There you go. Go ahead and try now.
Was it control for fucking disadvantage?
I think so. You fire point blank in front of yourself. You guys all see just this immediate, bright, quick flash, and you guys hear immediately web starts untangling and then gets released in a jerk-like manner as you fall. Go ahead and give me another dexterity saving throw and then a con saving throw.
I'll do a deck save as well because I want to tuck and fall with him. You know, like a controlled like dive fall.
Back in a second.
Oh, well, we're banging it out today.
Flat manages to finally see the light, and he sees the chain. He moves his body in a matrix-like manner that avoids the unnecessary chinks and chucks that would easily take away at his skin, and then he eats it. But he eats it in a way that looks good as he superhero landing and braces and swells his ankles at a 17.
I told you
Seg
guys I was a chain expert.
flies through. You weren't lying. Seg flies through with expertise following his allies. The three of you continue your descent, avoiding any and all of the chains in which quickly could have consumed that of your allies. As you enter, you see above you the chains wrapped around, now relieving almost this kind of bit of repression. The anti-magic is gone, but still be very cautious in how you use it below. You see immediately across from you two separate sets of gears, one churning in a lateral motion, constantly moving, and then another with a revolutionary light right in front of it. Shio. Room 2. Start the clock. Upon arrival, an automation detector engages. A brilliant piece of self-regulating machinery that reacts solely to the presence of Netherese blood. Should none be detected, every safeguard within the lab activates. I designed this room as a final bastion of control, though its precision troubles me. The Anasari machinery reacts to our own as though mocking it, effortlessly outpacing every security measure we have imposed. You begin to hear a tick, tick, tick. Something is active.
Guys, I think this room is a timed self-destruct. Does anyone have Netherese blood? Wait, are you... Isn't your dad Netherese of some kind?
Gaston shrugs.
You mind sharing a little bit of your blood, buddy? Maybe it'll save us from being annihilated by whatever this room is.
Sure.
Having war flashbacks from fucking Iz's rooms.
Sure. Does anyone have clean knife?
Yeah, I've got 2 daggers right here. I've never once used them in a fight.
Yeah, he'll take one of the clean daggers and just slit a little bit of his palm.
Okay. As you do,
I'm gonna hold Seg back before he goes crazy.
You hold Seg back. As you slit a part of your palm, you realize that the allies around you become just blimps of notation. You can sense their movements, but you can no longer see them. It's almost as if you would cut a immediate vessel to your eyesight. At the same time, the same effect takes over Shio. Shio, you too can detect the motion in which one is breathing or standing near you. You can assume which one it might be, but at the end of the day, you do not have any visual recognition at this moment. As the blood gets cut, something odd happens. You immediately see this kind of gaseous-like nature arise from the wound in which Gaston slits himself. It almost reacts to the air as if it was fizzling into some kind of oxide. And then the wound heals itself. The ticking doesn't stop. In fact, in the room ahead, you begin to hear some kind of electricity. Though south of you, it is calm and tranquil.
Okay, I'm blind.
I'm also blind, apparently.
You guys take a look around, see if you can see what's making that ticking noise. I don't like ticking noises. They remind me too much of Iz's everything.
Don't worry, my machines are perfectly safe.
But these aren't your machines.
Oh.
I think we're in magical darkness. Can someone please dispel this?
If we are, I should be able to see through it because I have true sight active.
Yet only the two of you are affected.
Okay, I was just bringing that up in case it affected anything.
Wait,
you can see in any visual light, so you guys are able to see the light ahead of you from the clock. You're able to see a shine off the gears. You're able to see some kind of light emitting from the next room. But for some reason, anything in darkness is just a sense of detection.
That's weird. It's like all the light's getting absorbed. That's kind of rare. I go try to scratch at something.
What do you scratch at?
Whatever's dark. It just choose something random.
Okay.
Whatever's nearest.
As you scratch at it, are you casting light? Is that your intent? Or am I confused?
No, I want to scratch and see if it's like a paint or something.
Oh, got it.
I want to see if someone painted the room black or something dumb.
Nope. It seems to have some kind of, it seems to be the atmosphere itself in all reality. Whatever this location is next to, it's creating a very dampered atmosphere. You being a druid, and Wet being a druid, you guys are both picking up something wrong in the air. And then with Seg being an innate bird, you too would absolutely realize that the atmosphere seems to be gloomier. Almost as if there is kind of like a haze or some kind of leak.
Hey guys, the oxygen to some other chemical in the air balance isn't quite right.
Yeah.
That's something.
And there's something
Here
interesting.
I am without my
The
gas
two
mask.
people affected are the only human type characters.
Everyone gather around me. I spell to try to cast. Wait, can I feel magic turn back on? Like, did we ever feel us leave the anti-magic field?
You did, and I did warn you guys that there seems to be a heavy pretense of not necessarily disarming or dispelling of abilities, but the cost of using magic could be at a higher risk down below here.
Ah, then I probably don't want to cast a higher level spell down here.
Or
At least not as
do
the
you?
first thing we cast. Although it makes a good point. What if it's like lower level stuff doesn't make it, but higher level stuff surpasses it?
Okay, here, I'll try a cantrip real quick. But first, Gaston, did you have something to say?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I inspect myself to figure out what, like, do I sense that I am in darkness right now?
No. You almost, it's weird. It's like you have blind sight. It's like you can see in a tremor sense your allies in every possible way.
Okay.
But yet you yourself, you can see even the lights. Like you could see here, you could see here, you could see into the hallway. Anywhere where there's an innate light you can see, but anything in darkness has become like a tremor sense of sorts.
Just to be sure, are we on a just to be sure, are we still on the map with the coral, or are we supposed to be on a different map?
Actually, should have been loaded to a different map. Are you guys not seeing anything?
I was not loaded to a different map.
My bad. That was totally my bad, guys. There we go. That should help.
Okay. So I can see my allies and the sources of light.
However, your vision is set currently. So if you click on your token, that is your limitations.
Okay, so I can see the chains then.
You could see, like, it's weird. It's almost as if it's like I said, it's a detection of life in which you are blind to.
Detection of life?
You can sense your allies, but you cannot see them. At least in the field in which you stand.
All right. So Gaston is going to... Okay, I think I can... I think I can actually see. But it's weird.
Yeah, it's purposefully that way. That was kind of like, I didn't realize you guys weren't on the map when I had originally described it all, so I apologize for that complete confusion. So
Gaston is going to slowly... I do not have permission to move this token. Is this the correct token? Because I don't think it is.
Try that one.
These things look very technological in nature.
I was going to slowly make my way over here.
Okay.
To the machine.
Got it.
Yeah, I'm too used to thinking out of the fucking box when it comes to, is his traps. I'm just gonna use mold earth to increase the tension on the chains so that they can get out safely.
The chains are not stopping anyone from movement at this time. They are considered above you.
No, but I want to tighten them so they can't move.
Oh, got it. So that they don't seem to... Okay. You believe you are doing your very best, but any interaction with the chain itself is considered anti-magical property. So you can mold the earth around it, but any earth that might come in to touch it loses the magical effect in which you are influencing it on.
It says I can only do 2 at a time.
There.
Okay. What do I see when I look at this clock?
You see multiple different pieces in which seem to be in conjuration with a bigger function within this entire structure. This seems to be manipulating and keeping everything running. Immediately in front of Shio, the gears seem to tick in a lateral sense, going horizontal along with the machine that is present here. The siren-like rotational light is the energy source on the inside, giving its constant revolving of life from the moment you guys entered.
Okay.
There's a south, tranquil-like, silent corridor. And then to the left, there is a room in which electricity is buzzing. Life seems to be trilling off the top of the roof. You guys can see a piece from here down the hall that there's electricity currently humming across the top of the ceiling. That is a ceiling piece. If you were to walk in, you would be below it, as your token would then. It just trust me, it's an overhead piece, is what I'm trying to say. That is not the
Okay.
ground.
Why do
The
I want to
rooms
grab the lightning?
are all no higher than 15 feet at this time.
So
grab Seg.
when I cut myself in front of Shion, the blood turned into a gaseous form.
And then you
Correct.
healed. Correct.
And then I healed.
Mhm.
And I can actually see Shio, but I can't see my allies.
That's because he's standing in immediate light. Yes.
Okay.
So anyone that, like, if anyone were to stand in immediate light, you could see them.
All right.
Same for Shio. He has the same effect. No one else is impeded by this vision.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab Seg. I'm gonna tell him, stay back. I've seen this episode before, and we got fried.
Okay.
Okay.
Now looking at this, what do I see?
It's connected to the machine in which we were previously standing before. They both seem to be in different. They are in sync, doing two different aspects in which seem to run the entire techno lab as it's been claimed.
Does it look? Do I get the sense that the defense mechanism is still active? Sorry, could you repeat that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'd like to ready shake the dragon.
Does he sneak up? Because otherwise I'm moving.
I'm readying it.
There's a book over here, or was that?
That was the room 1 anti-magic chain well, and then the clock icon is room 2 start the clock.
Okay.
The trigger actions be when anyone says, anyone have any ideas?
Again, do you guys have a south and a west corridor?
So, am I the only one who has this window that says start the clock?
No.
That's if you click on the
Right.
icon. Yeah. So yeah, if you click on the little clock icon, it'll prop up the journal.
Do we want to look around before we click it?
I think we should definitely look around a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
maybe down south. It seems
So-
like
Yeah, I'm not gonna click that button.
Upon arrival,
Not yet, anyways.
automaton detector engages the brilliance.
we would have to double check where we want to check out first before we start the clock. I have no idea what starting the clock would do. Besides,
I have a distinct feeling that if we advance any further down south, that will start the clock.
How do you know it's not already started?
Bingo.
I mean, ticking noise, usually clock, right? You're the clock.
I mean, I don't want to get meta, but yeah, like it literally says upon arrival,
Okay.
where we've arrived.
Yeah, that's what I was
That's
saying.
true.
It's already gone.
we should get
Okay.
going then.
So do we
Maybe
want to
we should
send
travel through
the
time and
squish piece
space,
down
grab
south,
another
or-
Reese, and bring him here.
I'd like to shake the dragon.
No. He already gave you the idea. You didn't have to shake him this time.
I want
Alright.
to, though.
So should we send the squishy people down south where it's quieter and the people that can't die as easily over in the lightning room?
I can't really see anyone, so I'll
Split the
probably
party.
go
I love that idea. Let's split the party.
I'm gonna
Let's
go this way.
absolutely not do that, but I'm following his.
I have an idea. I'm sorry. I frankly think we're going to have
Before
to split the party.
leaves, I want to tell him you
self-disposal.
should probably use fucking star form
What? Why?
so that
What is
Shio
can
blindly
see down
assumes in
there.
which it is person.
I heard his
leading.
voice going in a direction,
Correct.
and I just went for
Okay.
it.
Is
Where
and
should
Shio
I be
have
going?
gone south.
Maybe you go down south with no, wait, leave the two blind people with Iz. Oof, that might not be good. I'm gonna give Wep a really big hug and say, buddy, we're gonna have to split up for just a second. One of us has to check the lightning room, one of us has to keep an eye on the blind people. Rock, paper, scissors, loser takes the blind people.
I like
Roll
that.
a d3. Whichever one rolls the highest wins.
Sounds fair. Go
I
for it,
like
guys.
that because neither of us want to go with them.
Yeah.
Wep, you're on babysitter duty.
Sorry,
Sorry.
see you soon, buddy. Bye.
I'm gonna go get electrocuted. Sucks to be you.
You, sir, you walk into
We're
the
gonna
next
give him
room.
guidance. I think I have that right. Yeah, we're gonna give guidance before I leave
Okay.
him.
Okay, we'll get to you
You know
in a
what?
second. Go ahead.
I'll give him guidance too.
Aw, you guys are so sweet. You guys give each other guidance as Seg ventures off on his own. Gaston and Wep, do you guys hold position there, or do you guys follow Iz?
Have to follow his.
I guess we're following it.
All right.
I like my dragon and dragon shaking distance.
As Iz continues the follow through, we'll get to you in just a second, Seg. Iz, do you continue down the tunnel and around the corner?
Yeah, I went to the corner section right there.
You guys notice that the corridor goes further down to the left and opens up in a large berth to the right.
Does anyone else smell magic? Anotherese can't help themselves with magic. Let's
The whole
see.
place reeks of magic is.
Immediately
magic
as
smell
you move up, Shia is room W, the safety corridor. Along the top of the ceilings, you guys see, or well, Iz would immediately see glowing white runes marked in netherese, markings in which are seem to be purification or purpose, things for protection. Shio, you get the glimpse of this note from Azium the Bet. A rare sanctuary within this labyrinth of horrors. The runes inscribed here were born of desperation and genius, the collaboration between our greatest mages and artificers. They pacify the relics of the Ansari, dulling their adverse effects. I have noticed that prolonged exposure here sharpens the mind, as though the very act of understanding their works brings enlightenment. I linger here often, hoping the room itself might whisper the answers we seek.
Okay, guys, we should definitely examine the maddening runes.
Is you do understand, based off of the general context that Shio can pass on to you, that this is a safe corridor. This is probably the safest it's ever going to be while you're down here.
Oh, awesome. I used to be able to read this stuff, but I can't anymore.
Oh, is it a spell language or just a normal language?
Remember the part where I said I couldn't remember it anymore?
Well, do you remember things about it?
Okay.
Sorta.
I have been moved and can no longer see where
You're over
where
here.
I am. No, I realize that, but my quote unquote dark vision. Okay, there we go.
Oh, thank you.
I'm gonna
Thank
try
you.
to remember anything I can about the runes.
Okay.
I'd like to look at the runes and examine them just from like
Very
a
good is.
different perspective, like an arcane one.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check. Is you go back to your sciences and original studies, and you recall that these kind of runes were created, yes, in mind of two geniuses, in which you take claim of finding one of them, Tempos. The runes here work with time. They slow effects that are being permitted from the devices or the things that have been stained. Imagine your own version of understanding the same similarity of radiation. When radiation hits metal, it lingers. This is a way of dumbing the effects in which they could not remove such, in their term, radiated materials.
I'm gonna look at the stuff on the tables.
Okay, go ahead and give me an investigation check. Shio, with your 30, you understand that the other half of these runes is not time. It's suppression. If these suppressive runes were not here, in with the time, the sheer power or just the innate existence of such items here in this existence would seem to pressurize the room in such a way that it would be too much for one to even breathe in and intake. If you guys were to continue down the corridor, you would see that there are pots, armaments, foods, gathered random materials and supplies. And the further you go down, there just seems to be more and more of this in stasis like cheeses or offerings. It looks just like your normal bread, wines, and cheeses, but the fact that they had to suppress it here in this corridor with the safety of all of these marking and ruins that still persist tell you that whomever would once consume these had stomachs beyond in which one could go now. Web, you ping back to your buddy, but you get static in return. Seg, you enter into the electrified chamber and all of the feathers on your person begin to flare. Just off ahead, you see what looks to be other kind of sparks flingering in the air of old relics and paintings. And then you see an odd little pathway south of you, a pathway north of you. But on the ceiling, crawling across the electric chain, is a massive looking, unfamiliar yet familiar elemental in which comes to touch you. As the electric strikes across the room, you manage to just dodge out of the way with your innate origination of standings. This is a threat. You are in combat. Roll me initiative.
You'll be fine.
Walker,
And just
Walker, Big Bird's a joker. Are you okay?
like just static in it.
I mean, you guys can talk in your head, so you got that at least.
Again, it immediately sends out a multitude of attacks. You see it fleeing from above you as you manage to dodge it again. And then you feel almost something pull from you. You feel, depending if you pass this or not, something yank as if it was pulling from your very essence of power. Give me a dexterity saving throw as you feel this electric static. As it shocks you with damaging needs, roll me a d6. You lose one level 1 spell slot upon taking this damage as you feel it empower the attack in which they use against you. In doing so, do you have resistance to electric still? Yeah, or thunder? No, you just have thunder. Oof.
No, yeah, I wasn't a lightning cleric long enough to get lightning resistances. Just thunder.
You take 31 points of spell mimicry as it yanks from your own pool and it attacks you with it. You immediately then just feel this. You may now act against it. What do you do?
Well,
it is on the ceiling running across this chain that seems to be full of life of power.
I'm gonna go ahead and hop back.
As you back up, it immediately takes another static shock.
No, I'm gonna use one of my actions to disengage.
You disengage. Proper verbiage. There you go.
And go over here, actually. And then I honestly, Seg is kind of at a loss. He's really good at hitting things, but I don't know what I can do to hit this thing. Let's see. Let's see how it likes laser.
pistol and you fire it. It lashes right through the subject. With some static in response, go ahead and give me that damage. Very nice. You do 16 points.
Oh, I'm not done with my research yet.
Seems to have taken some sort of effect. You make it to me.
Now we're gonna see how it likes necrotic damage.
You go to try to pull it and exhaust it as you yank and decay at it. You hear a static thing fizzle. As if you are slowly whittling down the energy in which it has, yet it is still holding on to life.
Okay. Okay. We might have a fighting chance.
Anything else you do?
Yeah. Let's, we're feeling crazy. I want to know what kind of magic works. Let's do a spiritual weapon behind it.
Right. Summon a spiritual weapon. Gotcha. It's back there.
Perfect. God. Oh no.
The spectral weapon appears as it comes to try to slice through the energy force along the ceiling.
Oops. Oh god, I don't know what I did just now. But let's
I got that.
the cardboard is cardboarding.
Your spell modifier plus a d20.
Yeah. There we go.
Oof. It slices, and as it goes to do so, instead of it actually harming the conduit, it hits a spark. As it hits the trailing in which it was bounded by, you see it hang over. And with it, it gets a boost. It plumples forward. Almost no longer bound to the ceiling itself.
Uh-oh. Oops.
Is that the end of your action sequence?
Yep, that's it.
Down the hall, you guys hear static go off, but nothing Seg can't handle. No screams, no helps, no hurrahs. As you guys are furtherly taken by this safe, pacified hall, do you guys venture further in?
Do we want to check out what's up the corner before we go down the hall of probable dangers?
After
Yeah.
walkie-talkieing.
Make sure no one messes with the runes, otherwise, well, we'll be squashed like paste.
No, I'm sure whatever's in there is actually friendly, and the Netherese were just being dicks.
Doesn't look like a lot of nice people live here.
Seg continues down what looks to be another corridor. You hear static coming from the far long hall down, and then immediately to your north, you see plant growth. Shio,
Down the garden.
as you chase behind, as you hear another commemoration of log pop into your mind. Room 6, the floral hall. The flora aboard the vessel is unnatural. Every petal, every leaf carries with it a malign aura. It drains the will, twists the mind, and leeches magic from even the most stalwart practitioners. We have theorized that these plants may have been weapons in their own right, an ecosystem of hostile as their technology. I fear to touch them again, but I cannot resist the pull of understanding.
We should
Yeah,
Is wisdom saving throw as you brace your eyes upon that of the beauty before you.
I'm
Aura.
Wisdom.
I'm continuing to follow where Itz and Geo went.
Got it?
Yeah, I choose to fail, but I'm there. is too beautiful for me to resist.
So you look at the you want to be drawn to the plants naturally.
Yes.
You got it. You guys immediately see Wef walk into the hall and take a left. Almost as if he knows what he's doing on his own. You shake it at first, but you do understand from the druidic nature in this warning that these plants almost have some kind of sentient yearn, almost like a siren in the sea, calling forth what one would be able to non-resist, but you are just resisting it. Almost as if the corpse flower was luring you in and you caught yourself right at the cusp of a cliff. Down this entire hall is
I don't
danger.
want to resist it.
Ooh, should I burn these? Do you think it'll upset them? But they're so pretty. No, just plants.
What? Ventures further down the hall, across what looks to be blooms that change into dark grays and purples, almost hewing a trumpet call in which only he can hear as if it was a honeydew spill on a spring day. Well, your mind begins to twist even darker than it already was. However, you do have to roll a wisdom saving throw because you are also being influenced by the Dalkir, and they are not just going to let you roll over.
Oh yeah, they're contesting it.
They are. You
Delkir said no.
you hearing yourself the whisper of Baliara. You must not yearn for the Ansari. Their alien approach has only burdened to the Delakirs. We must not fall prey in such a weakened state as you are. You feel this force, almost like a safety net, keep you away from making the wrong mistake. However, you are free to travel this hall, no longer under any of the effects. Meanwhile, you guys hear a lash, those of you in the hall, coming further down the corridor as a quick flash ranges across as now it is on the floor before you, Seg. It is able to reach the floor as it electrocutes it. I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw to see whether or not you are affected by it. You have advantage due to your bird-like nature.
Oh, I have advantage anyway.
I didn't ask. I'm giving you flavor. Take it. You manage to resist the general attempt in which you are already immune to being paralyzed, but it doesn't know that. And in doing so, it tries to yearn from you again. Give me another dexterity saving throw. This is simple. Tries to catch you with some of its magical pull. And you just manage to get away.
Listen, man. I'm fast. All right.
You see it.
No, come back here.
It's too late
It
for that.
currently shows you how fast it really is. It is still up there, waiting, just unseen. What do?
Immediately chase after it.
You run back into the room.
I wasn't losing. It's not allowed to run.
You see a faint shimmer appear at the ceiling of the tracks.
Did it create another one, or did it go back into its tracks? I guess I probably don't know, huh?
You wouldn't know.
Fair. Well, since it doesn't seem to appreciate necrotic a whole lot, I'm gonna try my standard 1-2 combo. It hasn't proven itself to be particularly special yet. We'll pop the holy weapon, sniper rifle it point blank, because why not?
Contact? feel almost like a dispersed static.
Goodness, it should be really low damage for that gun. Oops. I hope that wasn't important.
You see a small hum above you. There's very little life still running through the top tractions, but the aggressive stance in which you just faced has been subdued.
In hindsight, I really hope that that wasn't a generator of some kind that I just killed, but oh well. I'm sure I'll hear about it telepathically if that caused trouble elsewhere.
The rest of you. Shio, Gaston down the hall. You all immediately notice a soft hum come over the rest of the lab, one would say, to the three of you do.
Oh, that's new.
I can't see in the room.
Correct.
Currently.
There are no lights.
Okay.
Oh, the lights went out. Do we continue in the hall, or do we go in the plants that are so pretty?
Plants?
Oh, don't look at the plants. They're so bogglingly beautiful.
I, for some reason, even though I have dark vision, cannot see right now.
As does Shio. You guys are in the same boat.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't stop Wep from going in. He might lose all of his magic, maybe his life.
Don't look. Keep your
Let's,
eyes closed and grab my tail. Or maybe my wings.
I was going to suggest we head back.
But what about Wept? He's in here.
Yeah, I don't know if we can win in there.
Well, you don't have to look. Oh, okay.
I wish we had Wep's blindfold.
Well, that would have been handy.
Now we think of it.
Well, where do we want to go then?
Wep, are you alive? We could just ask if he's still alive. I don't know. He might respond.
No,
You are
he's
free to
looking at the
respond. What?
plants.
You're distracted, but you could respond to your allies if you cared to.
I
I'm going.
mean, I'm not controlled, but I need to know where this, like, where it wants me to go, man.
What's calling you over there?
I need to find out. I don't know. I don't know, man.
Don't
Where
you
does it
want to
want you to
explore it
go?
with your pirate buddy, though? Shouldn't we grab him real quick? You don't want to go visit the call without a buddy, right? You need a wingman, right?
I mean,
So
I
you do
guess
hear
I'll
the
go
shouting
back,
coming from
but,
this
like,
direction.
you guys don't hear the call? How come you guys don't hear the call?
Because I'm
What
looking at
call?
the floor.
Better call.
Because I can't see. Because I can't see worth shit right now.
Oh, you don't want to see these plants. It'll burn a memory into your mind you'll never get rid of.
Good to know.
Hearing the shouting, I'll attempt a telepathic communication with Wep because I haven't done that yet.
It does pick back up.
Oh, cool. What's this about you answering a call without me? We're danger bros,
There's
man.
like a plant.
Are we gonna wrestle the plant?
We might wrestle a plant.
I feel like even as a lich, Seg's ADHD is bad enough that he'll walk over there.
So you attempt to find your allies, and doing so, you find this corridor going north and this corridor going east.
Hey,
Even
which way did you guys go?
You were closer to us before. Bird brains.
I'm just gonna
Just
yell
like
out.
that, I
Can
want to
you
like echo
hear
down the
me?
fucking tunnel to him.
You do hear them directly north of you. You
Hello?
find
Oh, you
three
guys are
of
right
your
by where I
allies.
was. Did you guys see the scary lightning thing I accidentally killed? I hope it wasn't important.
Oh,
Not-
Got it.
no?
No.
I really want to go back. Like,
Well, that's probably good.
I mean, I can't see anything. so I wouldn't be able to see it even if it was in front of me. Wait, would these plants even affect us since we can't see?
I
You can
don't
try.
know.
Dare try.
I don't want to. I don't want to know.
I don't want to know. I'm looking at the ground.
I mean,
Okay.
they're not that bad. They just can't be forgotten.
Is there another way around that we could like meet up with Web? I wish we knew that.
Wait, Web's not up here with you guys? Where'd he go?
He's answering the
He
call.
went. He went further up. So I don't know what's happening with him.
You
I
guys
don't know
can
what's
stay
ever
here.
happening with him.
I'm gonna go find out what's up.
Is
No,
you enter
don't
the
leave
hall.
me with them.
You see Web
I think
all
like
the way
that
at the
movie
other
Bird
end.
Box. You know that movie Bird Box? I'm just gonna hold her eyes open. Look at it, it's beautiful.
I'm gonna point and then realize that they can't see me. He's to the left.
Where is left?
Hold your left arm up that way.
Shio lifts his left arm and it like scrapes against the wall.
Dead
Oh,
end.
you're terrible at this game. There's a
That's not
hallway.
right.
I walk down and take a left.
I'll drag them up there.
You said
Where's
guide
my seeing eye dragon?
idea by hand.
Yeah.
Gaston, do you follow suit with Shio? Any
Oh no,
comment?
I am vastly stronger than both of them. I'm dragging them.
I feel like we have no choice but to follow suit at this point.
Oh, you have a
Yeah.
Turn
choice.
around.
I'd rather go back, guys.
You guys can go. Both of you
I'd
guys
also
can
rather
go
go
back
back.
if you choose to.
No, we're blind. We need to stick with our seeing eye people.
You're demigods. Why are you so
if we
concerned
go back,
about
we'll be able to see most
Yeah.
likely.
Too bad you guys can't make familiars or something to see for you.
Can I tell, like, Seg, like, yo, the Delkier said, nah, dog?
You could tell Seg that. Yeah, because he is too a duck here.
Wait, the Delkier said not to do what you're about to do, or the Delkier
No,
said I
that's
can't
like,
do?
you're, like, immune.
Oh, hell yeah, let's do it.
Convenient.
But Gaston promised freedom from this. I don't even know who's touching me. It feels feathery. The undead is touching me.
Is and Web, do you guys go south or do you turn back?
Oh, I'm gonna kind of follow him, but I'm gonna try to be sneaky.
Okay, give me a stealth check. Web comes around the corner and he sees a beautiful looking pit that has red embers trickling around it, almost as if its entire purpose was to burn.
Fireball.
Put in it. Do you guess fireball?
Can it be free?
Sure. You want to just innately chuck a fireball out?
Yes.
Okay. Before anyone gets the opportunity, you cast fireball. It immediately bursts and begins to take almost everything in the room into an immediate burn. You hear almost this oxygen-like suction coming from below in that pit, snuffing out the flames, leaving just the tendril burning along the ending cusps.
He
in which
indeed
the
did not.
hole sits.
He indeed
Hey,
did
man,
not.
I didn't
ask
want to
how
piss it
big
off,
the
but it was
worm
too good to be
is.
true, okay?
What was that, Guest?
The Delkier told me to.
He did not indeed ask how big the room is. He just cast fireball.
The Delkier told me to. I
Did
had
you
to do
just
it.
destroy our loot? You hear
Is-
Shio shout down the hall.
Is and what both of you guys now see a constantly burning, almost as if a lit funnel of gas has been set alight as it sits there before you guys in this almost comforting like bonfire mannerism. All the bags around that seem to be burned and charred with little remains left of it. 2 stones lie in the room left.
Kinda
Did you
glad
actually
after-
just burn our loot?
You don't know if there was loot there.
I want to talk it out. The Delkier said fireball.
So, do you guys continue inside, or do you guys just stare at what's the byproduct of what's left within? As approaches, is you immediately pick up very strong arcane powers coming from the two pieces of stone. It's almost as if they belong to one, just broken it. Power still held within. You pick it up.
Ooh. Shinies. Man, really?
Something tells you that there's a bit more control to this item upon it being in whole.
I'm gonna ignore for the moment, even though I want to touch it.
Meanwhile, while you're venturing there, the blind party, Seg, do you drag them along the entire corridor to your allies to the left, or do you venture north? Or do you go back into the visible, non-fully discovered corridor in which they had came from originally?
Nah,
I want to whisper to Iz, touch it.
I'm following the
Seg.
way Iz and Wep went.
Okay. As you guys continue to do the conga line, I need Gaston and Shio both to give me dexterity saving throws as you're being guided through a corridor full of flora that you guys cannot see nor dodge in any actual evasive maneuver.
Geo, we need the poking stick.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
I would like to spend a focus to re-roll that.
Okay. Shio.
First person to trip gets picked up and carried over my shoulder.
Gaston seems to innately be able to avoid any immediate brushes with the plants. As Shio comes into contact with three of them, I need you to give me a wisdom save and then a constitution saving throw. The con you can do at advantage.
Is touch it.
Oh, yeah, we'll definitely touch it after I poke it. You know
You
the
feel
rules.
this dark thought, almost as if murder of an ally came to mind.
No poke
But you
first.
shake it
touch.
off. Then you feel this kind of spores-like closing gasp around your throat that you initially shrug off, and you realize that perhaps it's taking on a bigger effect upon your body. At this time, there is no adverse effect, as long as you don't leave.
If it's a poison, just as a heads up, I am immune to poison.
Gosh,
and
you
being
guys and your
poisoned.
immunities are so
Actually,
fun,
yeah,
but everything
everybody's
is so
immune to
alien in
poison.
nature. You guys don't know. It's not a poison. It is a effect, a sporous effect.
Okay. Good to know.
I've taken all of your guys' resistances into mind. You guys have yet to solve the puzzle of
resistance into
Gaston and Shio still, as you guys are still the only two blind people, but I did give a huge clue in the beginning, which might have been overlooked. Meanwhile, you guys do have vision of this glowing pit that Wet had lit, in which now resides the two stones. Is you are staring at them, do you interact with them?
Only if I get the poking stick. I need to poke him.
Okay. Shio, do you pass on the poking stick the baton is given?
I will retrieve it
before
and
the
give it
touch.
to. I'm gonna retrieve it from Shio instead of letting a blind man try to accidentally poke a dragon with it.
Make a dex save.
Oh no!
Here you go, Iz.
The poking stick is dangerous.
I got whacked with it, and I was like, not the same.
As you push the two rocks and they come into contact together, they meld together and to make a whole. Immediately before you is give me an arcana check.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oof. So you can do a history check.
Are you kidding? God, man, that's some shitty rolls today.
It's a rough one for you. It's a rough one,
I-
especially since
I-
you're front and center.
Still really impressive for a one.
I really wish I could give you this inspiration, but I can't.
God damn,
Ooh,
Sag, you
speaking
did
of
the
which-
same thing.
Hold on,
Almost.
no, because I'm
Wow.
gonna. Oh, whoa. Well, I was gonna add my guidance to it, and then my foundry crashed.
Well, you got a 12 and a 1, so the ones are just out there. You got lucky with the advantage aspect. But the 12's still not enough. You guys are like
Wait.
dumbfounded right now. Go ahead.
I do want to add guidance to it. So
Okay.
I'll have
D4.
Chio roll the
Chio.
D4 for me. Yeah.
2 for 14 total. For a brief moment, you and Iz are dumbfounded, staring at the stone that has now joined itself into a single piece. And then you guys see it flicker. Within is the soul of a fire elemental. This is a gem of control.
How would it eat it? Seg says out loud.
What?
It's a
You're
soul
undead,
of a fire.
not-
Yeah, but it's a soul of a fire element. I want to eat it. That sounds like a cool soul to eat.
Oh, right. You're one of those lich. Got it. Eh,
What?
I don't need.
Wait, you know liches that eat things other than souls?
Oh yeah. A lot of the Netherese were pure magic, but they didn't eat souls.
Back when they used
I
to do
eat
it
people.
right.
I mean, they ate magic.
No. I read about this. There's only one lich that's a true perfect lich, and it's some dragon somewhere.
Oh no, the Netherese weren't that good, but they didn't eat souls.
Do you guys leave it there?
Yeah, I mean,
But,
I give them
Man.
the stone. Maybe we should hold on to it until because it's control stone.
Yeah.
But if we don't wind up needing it, can I eat it?
You can eat it after we leave the dungeon.
Okay.
Oh. Wept, are you still controlled by the plants? Do they speak to you?
No, they're not allowed to talk to me. They got blocked by the Delkir.
Excuse
You
me.
got cocked blocked by the Valkyr.
Yeah, they put on restraining.
That's
Okay.
alright.
Oh,
Do we
Shio.
want to?
Sorry, 1 second. Because he finally got to this room. My bad. Forgot to drop this on you. It didn't matter because Web already fucked it up. But room 5, purse. Mundane as it sounds, the personal effects gathered here tell a story of their lives. Most were burned, revealing nothing but decay. Yet there are artifacts among that resist all forms of destruction. Objects that even now radiate energies alien to both magic and science. We have stored these for further study, though I suspect their secrets may remain locked forever.
God damn it!
Guys, can we go back to the first room? I don't like being blind.
Why are you blind?
Because of the first room is
What?
when we entered.
Also,
We'll go back to the first room.
it might have something to do with the fact that we're humanoid, and no one else here is.
So if I were to take a non-humanoid form,
I can turn you into a non-humanoid form.
I can make you less human.
I don't
Wait.
want that.
Please,
sounds
I've been
good.
wanting to
Seg.
use this ability.
So being a humanoid here is damning. If I had polymorph, that'd be nice, but I only have true polymorph, and I'm not wasting a 9th level spell.
I could turn you into something.
You're gonna turn me into a fish again.
Oh, I was thinking a squirrel, but I could turn you into a fish.
Can you turn me into a gorilla?
What? Then you'll be bigger than me. That defeats the entire point.
Yeah, but you need someone as a meat shield. You think you're gonna stand behind Wep? No, Wep's gonna stand behind you.
But we could throw you at our enemies.
And I'll deal -4 damage.
Not if you splat on their faces, and then you'll be your regular self. Then you stab them.
Nah. So Fine. Settle me as one of those smaller monkeys, the ones that are around you size.
A lemur. Got it.
Oh, that's fine. I just need something to be able to lift and pick and steal stuff. You know. We'll see if that affects that hurt. Just that noise that it makes when you cast polymorph. That just sounds painful.
It is. But don't worry, I added morphine.
Oh, that's why I feel good now. Do I?
Okay.
Was
As
I
a
always
lemur?
a deer?
As a lemur, can I see again?
Again.
Yeah! I have no way of conveying this information except to is. But I go down.
Oh, he says he can see again. If you can't tell, he's not stumbling around anymore.
Cool. I don't want to risk making it so that there's no like I don't want to risk us immediately getting ganked because I changed form and my blood isn't what apparently is prolonging our existence here.
Well, that's a fair point. Yeah, because if your blood is what's preventing it from triggering.
Because apparently I have Netherese blood.
Oh, sure. Let's not
At least I'm
teleport you then.
assuming.
Let's just have Sig carry you.
Wait a minute, is you don't have to just turn us into a creature. You could turn us into humanoids, but like, just turn them into an Aarakocra.
I smile.
No, I like being a lemur. Look, I'm Mort-sized. I still have Hector, and I just pull out Hector, and he's my size.
Oh, convenient.
Yeah,
So what do you want to be? A dragon hybrid thing? What are those called?
Guys, you
Or
gotta make it
an
as
orc?
little humanoid as possible, because orcs are still humanoid. You gotta be careful with what you turn them into.
Hyena?
You could turn them
Or-
into a tiefling.
Are tieflings humanoid?
Oh wait, they are. They might just be immune to it because they're Delkir.
Well, what can I turn you in that isn't human? A cow?
We're wasting time here.
Squid. But yeah, we should keep going.
Turtle.
Do you guys go south or back?
I'm going south. Or wait, there
South.
might be a thing here. Let's go this way.
As you guys continue moving south in either direction, goes the corridor long road. As he does, he realizes that it is just that more space. Whatever used to be here has been swiftly removed and cleansed and made certain that there was nothing left behind. Shio, you can't even pull even a fragment or an inkling of a thought from this room alone. As you guys get to the furthest south area, 1 second. Shio, you pick up a ping. Orchards. The art we retrieved from the vessel is unlike any we have seen. Pieces of such vibrancy and life that they seem to capture more than mere moments. We suspect this is a form of their memory, preserved in light and color, though the exact mechanisms elude us. Caution is warranted. Any interaction triggers an effect akin to the burst of light from their devices, disorienting and dazzling the senses. It is a cruel mimicry of what we once wielded with ease.
Shio is very excited because paintings, very realistic paintings.
Oh, this one's a ship. I wonder if you can like shake it until it falls out.
Could I
As
see
she-
if there's magic affecting them before anyone
You're a
touches
lemur.
them?
How would you do so?
My mental stats aren't affected, but only my physical ones. So I'd use my Arcana skills. Oh wait, I have True Sight active, so I would see the magic.
You would
But
see
isn't-
that The images show more than just what is painted on them. Upon each and every portrait, though it's beautiful in its own art, each one is a map, a plan, some kind of blueprint like layout. Some even have markings that elude even your own initial understandings. These are secrets kept in visual accepted pieces. Whatever the Ansari were, they had a way of keeping things important in plain sight.
Hey, I have a question.
Oh?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Can you polymorph someone into a Netherese?
I don't know.
You would have to have a memory of a Netherese. So if you have any,
I mean, you said you were there, right?
Yeah, but
Was.
that was before I lost my memory. I will. Can I roll a history to see if I do or
Yeah.
don't?
See history if you can ink one out. Ooh,
Finally.
you now that you're kind of being around all this stuff, it's kind of restarting some familiar thoughts. Yeah, you could probably manage such.
Okay. Let's see. Who do I remember from that time period?
This is the most you've ever remembered in your life. You usually roll shit on these.
I know. Who's the guy who caused the downfall of all magic? I'm gonna turn him into that guy.
Got it. Okay. I don't have the name for you off the top, but
I don't
you
either.
do provide the Gen.
Hold on a second here.
Oh no, it's too late. I've already casted it.
Gaston, you can see. You look in that visage of a darker robed individual, long, kind of oily like matted hair, and your hands seem to be scrawnier than that of your own. But otherwise, you are now able to see properly in the dark amongst your allies.
Cool.
Tarsus.
Let's see if this actually works now. He'll take the dagger and he'll poke one of his fingers and draw blood.
As you poke one of your fingers, you guys all hear something in the corridors beyond. For a brief moment, about 30 or so seconds go by of this beeping, and then it just stops all of a sudden. Everything around you silences and quiets.
Is that good?
I think I stopped the clock.
You know, you should have had this great idea earlier.
I should have.
Though I still like my idea of kidnapping the original. Oh well.
is
Huh?
is these paintings are pentamentals. Means that they're not just paintings; they have stuff under them. Like this one, blueprint. This one, war plan. This one is a diary.
Shia was telling me that we need to collect these.
Shio like plops out his portable hole and just like slaps the side of it as a lemur.
He has hammer space as a lemur.
Hammer space?
Hammer space, I love.
Oh yeah, hammer space cartoons. They pull stuff out from behind their back. That's hammer space.
Non-existent, yeah. It's like the bag of holding that doesn't exist for cartoons.
Oh yeah. Because I got the portable hole. You just put it in
Basically,
there.
yeah. So do you guys collect any of these things?
Yeah. I'm gonna collect all of them, especially the one with the blueprint of a ship. I want
Okay.
for research purposes for my allies.
Okay,
Yeah.
now that you guys collect
Wait,
the
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh yes.
Yep. A Netherese warship? Maybe even the people that came before?
I know. It's gonna be great.
Maybe it's not even that. Maybe it's actually, in fact, blueprints to the Weatherlight.
Ooh,
Did
could be
someone
that.
say tax free?
Web, there's one thing you and I agree upon absolutely is that absolutely no taxes will be done. I don't pay taxes. Taxes are below me.
Mm.
You don't think gods don't pay taxes?
I don't.
Oh,
You're not going to call the IRS on me, are you? Is
I'm not a snitch.
good. I didn't
I'm
think
sorry,
for
what
a-
did you say? I was too busy
You
calling
guys
the
hear the
IRS.
secretariat? They're over here jotting down all this down. No
Now, my
snitches.
secretary is a stickler for the rules, as you know.
I'll fight this. I'll fight a plane.
I feel
ain't
like if
paying taxes.
I feel like if the secretary was gonna call the IRS on Shio, she would have done it already.
Yeah.
Yeah, her job isn't to report to the government. She's Iz's assistant. This is just blackmail for later for when he wants something from me.
It's all in the books.
All information is useful information. Also,
As
what
you
is
head
this
up-
device
Yep.
over here? Sorry, Shio would have taken note of it.
Do you touch it?
I wouldn't
Yeah. I
recommend
tell
it.
Iz if I go into
Go
his
into the
theater-
room. Constitution saving throw. As the lemur begins to mess around with this device. Immediately, you guys all hear like a
You should have
and a
poked before you
massive
touched.
flash bursts inside throughout the entire hall.
Who's my lore hold
Okay.
student? That's saying
What?
Oh, me,
is
the only
so-
graduated one.
Was that Gaston?
What is my con modifier in this form?
Good question. Probably a +2.
Oh, that's more than I actually have. So this
Real
is actually
stronger.
plus. This is actually +1. I mean, plus
Oof.
one more.
God.
I will re-roll that. I will re-roll that. I am using a focus.
Is I will give you advantage on that.
Yay.
Take your
There's a
advantage.
chance of getting out of there.
I am using a focus to re-roll that.
What?
I'm not getting that
Ag-
one.
That's slightly better.
Okay, 16's better. Sag's a 14. What?
But as I was saying, lore
That's
hold, when to
actu-
stop him?
That's actually
He just
mine
rushed
is
right
actually
over
a
to it and
16.
touched it. He's so much faster as a lemur.
Oof, you guys all failed. The entire room blows up in a bright, flashing light, disorienting every single one of you. None of you guys have seen such a spontaneous burst of non-lethal light like this before, as it dazzles each of you. You guys are all kind of getting the black dots in your peripherals and in front of you. At one point, you think you could see something, the next thing you can't, and you guys are all under the effect of blinded. In this time, it'll take you guys a cool minute or two, and I mean like a 30-minute to an hour period if you choose to take a short rest to reassort yourselves. Your guys' movement is halved. You guys are considered disoriented at this time. Your thoughts are all at disadvantage when it comes to any kind of wisdom and or intelligence saving throws moving forward, unless you guys take a break to reorient yourselves.
We're gonna have to. Oh, no, we can't see.
What a weird item. I blame you.
Why did you touch that? As I stumble around.
Why not? Is look, there's something about being a little guy so close to the floor that makes me want to
Okay.
do literally everything I shouldn't.
I know,
Guys,
right?
let's just go back to that suppression area.
Oh, which way is out?
I think this way.
Do we
Gaston
wanna
just gonna
rest a minute?
stumble forward.
As you guys
Oh.
stumble forward, Shio, you
This is
feel another inkling come over you. The static cleanser. The living lightning spell powering the lab. What a grotesque fusion of artifice and necessity. It channels power through the facility with alarming ferocity, and yet it lashes out, shocking any who pass too close. It is as though the energy itself is alive, defensive, and resistant to being confined to any one purpose. We theorize the Ansari were capable of stabilizing such forces without harm. Clearly, we are not yet their equal.
Oh, this room is the power generator room. Probably should leave it alone.
Well, it's already
Sag
down.
gulp audibly.
It's not even active as you guys walk through.
I could have sworn there was some sort of glow in here before. Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where the lightning elemental I killed was.
Oh.
That's not good.
This is gonna run to the wall here.
That was a living spell, Zach.
It goes the wrong way.
What the hell? I remember this room being a lot bigger.
Don't go the
This
wrong way.
way. This way. I think I recognize this big clock thing.
Oh,
The clock thing's no longer moving, right?
Nope, nothing seems to be functioning at all. No lights, no nothing.
Okay.
Oh, if that's not on, then maybe the runes will be turned off and we're just walking straight into danger.
well, yeah. That's why we came here, to walk into danger.
Not blind.
Well,
Are the runes active?
The rooms are not correct.
I'm
For the
getting
record,
out of
I
here. I'm
didn't come
getting
here
out of
for
here.
that. It
Seg,
just
fuck
happened.
you,
Yeah.
Seg.
No.
Fuck you, Seg.
Okay. Yeah. Let's just.
If only you
Yeah.
guys
No.
went to the end of that
He'll
room.
stumble
It is.
backwards.
Nope. Seg turned
Nope.
everything off. He released all the prisoners.
Everything's off.
Does anyone know how to make living spells?
is this your first time dealing with extraplanar entities? It's not that bad.
That room will crush us like grapes now.
Oh, and?
And we don't live as grapes, therefore we can't accomplish our goals.
Well, I don't think we know what anything in that room actually does.
I point to the liches. They can live as grapes.
People smoothie.
I evaluated some of the runes, and they were keeping the pressure from being impossible to breathe in.
Ah. So just hold your breath as you run through.
Hopefully that doesn't intensify as we get further down. Does anyone know how to make... Oh, could we summon, like, a lightning elemental to try to power the place while we try to pass through the pressure chamber?
Oh, that makes sense.
Intelligence check for Is, Wep, and Seg.
I'm just gonna. Can we just take that rest?
Oh, sure.
Well, we've started our rest in here.
What?
Now we're problem solving.
You would know that there is one more north passage undiscovered beyond the pressure chamber in which they speak of.
Oh, right. The path. The one path we haven't taken. That path.
But there
That
must be a
path.
way out.
The path always over yonder. The path?
Do you guys take the short rest?
Yeah, we're gonna take that short rest first. Although, should I cast the elemental before the short rest? I mean, the short rest is time for whatever's behind those doors to get closer.
I mean, we can't do anything if we can't see it. It could be here right now, looking at us with its.
Will it help us get there, and it will make no sense by all accounts?
Yeah.
I didn't hear a no, so I'm just gonna do it. Let's see. Elemental spirit. I guess it would technically be an air elemental, but I can make it can be like lightning thing, right?
I don't know. Can it? I mean, if it's an air elemental, it's not lightning.
Oh.
Air is a different thing. It even speaks its own language, aura.
Oh, well then I don't know if I can turn it back on.
Poison?
Perception check, everyone.
Perception. Disadvantage due to the eyeball thing.
Sorry, so what? No, you guys have taken your short rest.
Oh, okay. Oh, we are on a roll. Look at this.
Oof, man. Trying, guys. I'm really trying here. Gaston and Seg. You guys hear something in a nature of passive. in the distance, not nearby, but some sort of like patrol further away. It does not seem as if at any time anything has come closer to you, more so as ever since the defenses have dropped, more things have come to be noise. How do you guys all wish to proceed? You have used the long rest, you have used the short rest.
We do a long upstairs?
Yeah, you guys did an 8 hour.
Oh, okay.
Do we want to follow the path up north or follow the death path? We should probably explore the full floor first, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Long.
Alright.
Yeah, lead the way. Let's go.
I yabba dabba don't want to die.
You're already dead.
No, 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 no.
What?
Alright,
Keep
we're
it
getting
saying.
close to the place where I gotta look solely at the floor. She like cups his eyes to look directly at the floor to avoid what's coming up.
Yeah, I'll do the same, even though I think I'll be okay.
Is Shio, Gaston, all three of you. One is you make a wisdom saving throw. Gaston, you make a constitution saving throw. And Shio, you have to give me an arcana check.
Man, this is pretty shitty today, man.
We were rolling better earlier.
Gaston, as you walk through, you feel this kind of tension, almost as if spores in the air were trying to cotton you down, slow you, almost as if a static was tingling. You manage to brush it off, but you feel it sticky in the air, as if invisible webbing was latching onto you with every passing.
Is
Though
this
you
a poisoned
resist-
effect?
It is not a poisoned effect. You are
Okay.
resisting it. It is just the feeling in which something was trying to paralyze you upon passing. Is you hear a whisper in your mind. It sounds like yourself. Hey, hey, me. These guys, they ain't like you. You're a dragon. Dragons don't like regular things. They hoard things. Like their stuff. Maybe you want it. All of it. Not just some of it. Everything.
What? That's weird. That sounds like me, but it doesn't think like me, but it is me. Is it evil me?
Shit.
Are you?
You begin to feel some kind of drain. It's almost as if you feel some nurturing pulling from you to them. As you pass by each and every plant, you feel a drain. You lose 2 level 1 spell slots and 1 level 2.
Damn.
The 2 Dalkir are unaffected due to the protection from the Dalkir themselves, the madness of them blocking out the madness which is provided against you. As you guys continue through the initial corridor, is keep that thought lingering in mind. It's going to come back up a little later. Otherwise, what do you guys do as you see a clear corridor, at least ahead of you?
I would like to.
Doo-doo-doo.
Okay, I guess I'm not going to be checking for traps as we go.
Here's runs ahead. The loot's gonna be mine.
Immediately as Iz comes in around the corner, give me a perception check.
Why bother? Oh boy.
You see a hall down to your south with odd piping going along the top, and just out of the corner of your eye, you see something go further below, where you see these steps linger. Something down there was watching.
Oh, guys, we can get ourselves a Netherese golem. They were really good at golems.
So you remember what their golems look like, but not what they look like?
Look, I have very fragmented memories of everything. I didn't even know my name.
Unarmed strike.
Against 2.
Alright, get out.
What?
What?
You said unarmed strike against 2.
Oh, is.
Okay. Why?
Why?
As soon as he says, I don't remember.
Okay. Go for
Oh,
it.
he's trying to avatar trigger the memories.
I am distracted, so just roll AC.
He said the trigger word.
Swing to pat on his head. Meanwhile, Seg and the rest of you guys see that there is a railing or stairway that seems to go down into like a metal like
Oh, you're getting punched.
contraption. As you see Seg do a mini tackle against Iz. There's piping going to the bottom southwest, but if you go east, you will transition into a new place altogether as you go further below.
Do I have to roll the attack? I might as well. 0.
Well, you hit with the 23 already.
Oh, it does damage now?
No, you don't do any damage. That was a d20.
Oh yeah, he hit me.
You guys see massive pipes going along the top, almost chugging along some kind of substance inside.
What are the odds I can drink whatever substance that is?
Well, since you're undead, yes, absolutely, at least once.
Would it be bad if I poked a hole in it and drank a little bit?
You
Please
already
don't.
turned off the entire base, keeping whatever's contained contained. Stop drinking coolant.
What? You guys didn't
Wait,
tell
did
me
Iz
not
remember?
to kill the
He
elemental.
got punched. Did he remember?
Oh yeah, did I?
I said that you kind of like semi-tackled Iz. Meanwhile,
Oh, sorry.
Shia,
And I'll go back. You.
the piping room. The deeper we venture into the Ark, the more we uncover evidence of catastrophic damage. Poisoned air leaks from ruptured pathways, a foul miasma that defies purification. We installed ventilation to mitigate its effects, but even that cannot fully prevent the slow, choking malaise it brings us. This room stands as a grim reminder of the dangers ahead, a harbinger of the Ark's unyielding hostility.
Hey guys, we're in a ship.
Okay.
And this ship has received catastrophic damage.
Okay.
That's why there's a ton of miasma around. Maybe we could find something in the ship that can neutralize the miasma. I mean,
Like-
it makes sense that if you're piloting a ship with dangerous gases in it, then you would have the counter agents should like a leak happen.
I don't think I really mind my asthma. What about you, Seg? Do you mind my asthma?
Do I do what to my asthma? I
Do
never
you
met it.
mind my asthma? I don't remember. Do I need to breathe?
You guys do
No,
not.
it doesn't seem to be affecting me. Yeah. Here,
Or
let me
we
take a
just need
deep breath.
protective gear.
I think my
Wait.
asthma might be an improvement. It's like a self-defense on a ship that you're planning on commandeering. Natural self-defense.
I'm gonna
Is
look
we
around
should-
the pipe room for anything.
Yeah, we
Okay,
should
give me an
definitely look.
investigation check.
Would that be
Immediately, you guys do see that there seems to be some breakage and ruptures within the pipes. There's a single dial that seems to have kept everything going. Oh, who rolled the 20? Hold on. Was that it?
That was me.
Oh, Shio, nice. Shio, the very attempts of this piping is external from this arc in which is referenced. It was built alongside, adjacent to what it is they discovered inside. You are inside a facility created by the Netherese to study in what they found. Going deeper below gives no protection to anything that they had built here to help themselves in their study. Throughout the entirety of this entire piping room, you can tell that the corrosive damage in which has been done must be worse on the ship. Your allies, the Dalkia and the Deliches, are immune to the immediate effects of such, though prolonged existence and being a part of it can cause different types of haziness-like effects to come upon one another. Consider it like, though they don't have to breathe it, it does not mean that their body does not consume it at a much slower pace due to the lack of having to inhale.
Oh, so this gas could give the Daliches dementia. That's even more horrible for them. We just
I'd
died.
like to eat it before it eats me. How about that one?
Go ahead. There's none around here, though.
Is it flammable?
Do you wish to try in a room in which it's leaking?
No.
So, any ideas?
The golem went down to a place that had a bunch of it, right? Over here.
Going further down, would it be exposing you guys to the gas slowly? It won't just overtake you guys. There will be visual cues on the map that show when things are getting more dangerous. But you guys do know that going in is going in. It's like going into the mines. It is a caution. This can give you cancer, health hazard, but continue at your own risk. And the Netherese left nothing behind in which could protect them. It seems, if anything, if you guys have been looking between the lines, that they have been more compelled by what it is than they have been defensive against it.
I wonder. I'm gonna go over to some of that stuff and see if it moves around when I use wind. I am stuck under. There we go.
It does seem to have some kind of force removal, though it would just reoccupy its space when the initial rush of wind has occurred or elapsed.
Oh, that's exactly what I was checking. I just want to see if it was affected.
So I have a method of protecting us from the mist, but it only lasts 10 minutes. So I'm wondering if we use it now, or should we wait until it gets thicker? Ideally, no mist is the best.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't actually have the spell prepared. Very sad.
Yeah, I have Investiture of Wind to 6th level, and with it I can create a 15-foot cube of swirling wind. And I believe it specifically says somewhere in it that it can help.
I was just reading that one. I don't see anything about clearing the air.
Oh, you're right. Which one is it that clears the air?
That's what I'm
I
trying to remember.
don't know.
Because I know there is one. I have Whirlwind. That one's more if I want to hurt everyone.
At this time, for ease of mind, you guys can last the first floor without taking any effects of the miasma.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I figured. I just wanted to see if there's anything we could do preemptively.
It's absolutely fine. Don't want to fear you guys from it. It is a guarantee environmental effect that you will have to be facing the further you go in. And it is already in the sense of lingering, and which has already been known. But at no point are you guys unable of going in. So it's just up to you guys on how you wish to approach.
Yeah, so let's get
I
ready
have
to go.
it. It's 2nd level spell, Warding Wind. For 20 minute, or concentration is 10 minutes. It hedges out vapor, gas, and fog that can be dispersed by a strong wind.
Handy.
Yeah, so once we get to the 2nd floor, we can activate that. And as long as you stay within, I think it's 10 feet it'll be unaffected by the gas.
And then you'll just refresh that every single time it
Yeah.
dispels.
Yeah, I'm thinking of doing that just because this place is already draining me of spell slots. I might as well use them to be beneficial instead of just losing them.
Is it concentration?
It is concentration, so
Okay, so we have to be very. Yeah, no, we have to be very careful then.
yeah, try not to let me get hit.
Is it a ritual concentration or?
It is a concentration of up to 10 minutes, and the wind is 20 miles an hour, and it moves with me. It also grants other things as well, like extinguishes unprotected flames, deafens.
How long is that polymorph spell that you cast on me?
I think it's an hour. Or what it broke actually after the break.
That up.
But what I will say, moving forward, you guys can stay in your normal forms, Gaston and Shio, as the effects in which you guys were under has broken after the disablement of the entire techno lab. Thanks to say. That was one way, I guess, of handling that room. So, do you guys venture forward?
I say yeah.
Yeah.
As you guys head down deeper, you realize that you are entering some sort of other entry, as if there was a massive breach in the wall that one couldn't see due to the guise of the natural ruins of the cavern already here present. If it wasn't for the unique lighting and the odd embers flickering out, and this unique trail that seems to lead you guys further in, you see massive sorts of what would be boxes, or technically the term cardboard doesn't exist to you guys, but you would see things of forced down papered like goods, products that are boxed in fragile containers that make no sense. There are no chests. There is just adhesives thrown upon and odd kind of general debris lied about. The floor is cracked and old and worn, but paneled in a unique tiling manner that doesn't make any normal sense to any of you. It's not alien. It almost speaks common. It almost speaks modern, but yet, though familiar as you all are, you all feel so disdain at the same time. You're the only one to get like a flickering flash of some kind of related sense. The immediate structure and materials of this particular interest in which you guys have ventured upon reminds you that of the Raven in the future. For they too seem to yield the same type of materials in which did not exist elsewhere until you had acquired it then.
Oh, amazing. If you look at these boxes, these symbols mean fragile. And this one means stay out of the rain? Wow. They haven't made these yet. We're not in the now.
Well, I thought we were in the now. How so were we here? Are we thinking back on this? That means we live.
Or we're just dead and we just don't know it yet.
Could we please not do the whole entire thing that gives me an existential crisis that this is all just a hallucination as I'm dying?
No, it's definitely not
Or
that. I'd let you know.
Or if someone else is dying, looks at its.
Yeah, if you're dying,
you still think you're alive?
It's hard for me. I see everyone dying all the time. It's just normal for me. I'm sorry.
Immediately ahead of you guys, you follow the visual trail and you see what looks to be a massive forge, lit. it gives off its extreme light in the immediate area, you guys hear something else. Bloom, 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 bloom. There seems to be some kind of noise coming further within, and that's where we'll stop for this week. Yes, that ventured further than I anticipated. I have so much planned for you. Is got a sneak peek at what is waiting ahead of you. Whether or not he understands what it is, we'll see. What were the Netheries doing? What did you guys learn in your historical travels amongst their discovery? Why is it what doesn't exist yet until the future already exist here now, in which the Netheries from the past had already discovered?
It turns out time's a big loop, and they caught up to the end.
Time's not a loop, it's a spiral.
Well, the spiral reached the top.
And the
We
bottom.
will see.
Maybe it's like a Mobius strip of a spiral.
Maybe it's like a mattress where it's a whole bunch of spirals interlocking infinitely.
Ooh, that would make sense for wormholes.
Time isn't linear, bro. It's all happening at one time.
That's why there's parallels. But you
Please
guys
do-
are in
please-
the one.
Please do not get into nihilism for please.
I think it might be the robots, though. Maybe it's a cool forge robot.
We will see. You guys will have to discover what the bleeping is ahead. You guys will have to circumnavigate the miasma in which you're aware of. And then we will have to see what waits within. What is the Ark? And why did the Netheries fail in their studies? We will see next week. Hope you guys had some fun. Hope there was some good information there for some of you to build on. And the rest of you, don't be afraid. Everything else is just going to hurt a lot more.
Oh, I figured.
So when's that meeting with the TCG shop?
I already had it. That was on the first. You have questions?
Yeah, how'd that go?
Swell, in the sense that I am behind 2 prototypes. But good. Overall, I am working on 2 off-the-wall projects that we did not consider when walking into the meeting.